All right, here we go. So this is going to be a guild meeting to discuss the upcoming season of the Mastery. That's what it's called. I got the name right. Season of Mystery. So we're going to be discussing what we're doing going forward into the not only the beta but full launch and all that good stuff. What we're going to do. I'm going to mute that music. We're just sitting around again because there's a bunch of people over there from the guild because we're role players now apparently. So we'll cover a vast number of topics, and we're going to do a Q&A at the end, and hopefully we can answer everyone's questions, and I'm sure there'll be more, and if you have any other questions, you can always reach out to me in Discord or comment on the video. I'm not sure if I'm going to be uploading this as a YouTube video. We'll see. But anyway, guild meeting topics. Let's start. We're going to discuss real quick kind of what ruined WoW for us the first time. The speed runs, the parse runs and stuff. We are not logging publicly. We're not using that site in any way to get bragging rights or compete against other guilds and stuff we don't even want to compete in, okay? I just want to make that clear. I know we've talked about this a million times. We are not doing that. We're not doing parse runs. We're not doing speed runs. We're not doing it. There will be logs for like private stuff, so we can be like, hey, you are much lower than the other warlocks in the raid. Let's help you out. Let's see why. Because it's a useful tool for that, right? It's useful. You can find out what you need to work on, what you need to improve. It's great. It's a great tool if you use it for only that, to try to become a better player, try to help your guildies out. So, again, no speed runs, no parse runs. We will be world PvP focused when it comes to world bosses and stuff. We'll be killing people out in the world. We'll be doing world bosses. We'll be clearing all content. That's going to be our major focus. And I'm hoping that in this version, in Season of Mastery, just clearing the content is already the sign of a good guild. I hope the content's hard enough that you're like, damn, that guild has MC cleared, and only these two guilds can clear it right now, or something like that. Like, that's what it was back in the day. I'm hoping that becomes like a milestone, right? We'll see what happens, but that's one of the ways we're going to compete. PvP, big focus. I'm going to be pushing a lot of you guys to rank 14. If I see you guys like PvPing a lot, and you're like on a lot, and you're like rank 8 or 10 or something, I'm going to be like, yo, let's go. Let's do pre-maze together. Let's get you to rank 14. It's not as hard as you guys think, I promise. So there'll be a big focus on that. On just clearing raids, doing world bosses like we always do, camping them, try to get all the world bosses, pushing more people to rank 14, and PvPing more than I did previously. I'll be doing a lot more of that. And last but not least, loot. Loot. Try to get as much loot in the guild as possible. And I'll talk a little bit more about that, I guess now. No. We'll talk about that shortly. We'll talk about our expectations for beta, and then we'll go into like what we're thinking about for full release. So, we have XP rate adjustments coming, right, in the game. So we know about that. So prepare for that. Like if you have leveling in your like ingrained into your brain, like I know my group and I do. Like we've been doing a lot of practice, and you know it's gonna throw us off a little bit when we finish the zone. We're like, oh, we're 2 levels higher than we expected. You know, like prepare for that. I definitely highly recommend practicing on the beta. Please consider doing some leveling as long as Blizzard permits it in a way that they don't, you know, just all instant level us to 58 or 60 or something. If you can do it, please consider doing it. And I was explaining to Baffle earlier, like you don't need to make a full-fledged guide. You could just say, hey, these are the zones I go through. Here's the order, and it could be a page or two. I do this zone, I do this. Maybe little hints say, hey, don't do this quest. Done. That's all you need. And you know the order of the zones you're hitting. Try to do Wailing Caverns here. Keep going. Try to do SM. Keep going. Try to do ZF. And that's it. Highly recommend that. So prepare for experience adjustments. New pre-bis and bis lists, considering AV is going to be in and stuff like that. That's gonna throw things off. So if you're using an old list, just be prepared for that. Before you even start raiding, you might have AV epics, which is going to be a little strange. Raid difficulties obviously going to be a lot harder by what they say. It looks like bosses are going to be hit harder. Threat's going to be a little bit more of an issue in a way because it will be. World buffs are gone. It's going to be a lot more of an issue. And we are going to see old raid boss mechanics. I don't remember them all, so this will be interesting. And then, of course, the no debuff cap, and that will greatly affect the raid comp. The debuff cap removal and the world buff removal. So we will discuss raid comp in the near future when we do some raid practice and stuff, and we are open to discuss that. That's going to be a nice big discussion. I'm sure we'll do a small meeting for people that want to actually provide input on that, on what their take is on the raid comp. So beta expectations, level as fast as you can, because we will definitely be raiding. Assuming we don't get like an instant 58 or 60, leveling is going to be a thing. If you have time, I know Blizzard gave us a short damn notice, which is kind of why our meeting was a short notice, because Blizzard gave us a short notice, unfortunately. They can do better on that. We're going to be jumping into raids like immediately, as soon as we can. Normal raid times will be on Friday, with the possibility of Saturday raids if one of the following occurs. 1, the raids are so damn hard we need 2 days. Like, it's that hard. 2, the raids are being cleared on Friday, no problem. And there's another 40, or damn close to 40, additional guild members. So this is outside of the beta a little bit. Just like, that's our planned raid days. What's going to work? It's going to be Friday and Saturday is going to be our days. We're going to talk about times shortly at the end of this meeting. We'll talk about raid times, because it's going to be a little bit of a survey that you guys are going to fill out. So we're going to think Friday and Saturday is going to be our beta raid days and for release. But that additional Saturday raid day, we were talking about just raiding 1 day a week, just doing Fridays. We will stick to that if we can. But if the content, again, is so damn hard, we need 2 raid days, we are doing that. We are playing to be the best. We are not half-assing this like some guild members seem to... Okay, one guild member seems to think, oh, we're bringing much more casual now. No, we are not. No, we are not. The lack of speedruns and parse runs does not mean a more casual guild at all. You want to make that clear, okay? So yeah, if 2 raid teams, 2 raid groups, it is a possibility if we actually end up with like close to 80 hardcore people, that if that happens, that's cool. Let's do a Friday and Saturday raid. We'll separate the raids so we don't raid at the same time. So one group's raiding on Friday, one group's raiding on Saturday. Some of the members can kind of bleed over into the other group, like, hey, you have 30 hardcore for Saturday. Can I just be one of those permanent members on like another set of characters? A set of characters. We're going to get to that. Yeah, you can. I plan to be in both raids and raid lead if it ever comes to that, which was one of... If you raided with us previously, that was a problem. The raids that... Not to gloat too much, but the raids that I was not in sometimes had like leadership problems, sometimes had tank problems, and people stepped up. They really helped, but it was less of a consistent thing. So... If I could be in every raid, that should solve a lot of those problems. Hardcore full release expectations. We will have a level 60 before this day requirement, right? We'll say, hey, this is the deadline. Make sure you have your 60 by this day. We're going to do that. We will be somewhat reasonable with the first 60. Split raid requirement. Now, this is where people go, if you haven't heard this before, this is where people go, what the hell? I don't agree with that. I'm telling you right now, we are not budging on this. It's not happening. You will need, if you're playing hardcore in this guild, you're welcome to be casual, but if you're playing hardcore, you will need a level 60 that matches your main. That means I have a level 60 warrior, I need a level 60 alt warrior that is raid ready, that has his prebis and stuff. Less of a strenuous prebis requirement on them, but it has some gear so we can start raiding. So, why? That's for split raids. So we can split raid. If you don't know how split raids work, it's like, hey, there's 40 players, 20 of them are going to be on their mains, 20 of them are going to be on their alts. We're going to go clear core, and only the 20 mains are essentially getting loot. Some of the alts will get some extra loot that people don't need, and then we swap, and the alts are now on their mains, and the mains are now on the alts. So we do another split run, and we get more loot, right? So you're only competing against 20 people for your loot, rather than 40. It doubles the loot in the guild. With the faster season of mastery thing, the 12 months, it looks like that's going to be needed, especially with the raids being more difficult. We will need loot, and whether you guys want to admit it or not, you care about loot, whether you want to admit it or not. We'll get a little bit more on top of that topic a little bit more shortly, and yeah, there will be a second date for the requirement of the alts. It will be lenient, especially with the PvP date being PvP seemingly, the honor system seemingly being in the game on launch. We'll see if that changes. I really hope it does. But I will be understanding if you want to spend a little bit more time on your main because of that. Makes sense, right? But if they do release with increased experience, hopefully the alt leveling is not too, I don't know, strenuous on people with the increased experience. Just put a little line here. It says, remember, We play to be the best, okay? That is not changing. That is not changing. Oran'Thul has always been that. Oran'Thul will always be that. We don't play to be shit. So we don't cut corners. We don't play to be more casual this time around. World Buff's Gone makes playing as the best much more fun, right? Because playing as the best previously was, speedruns and make sure you have all your world buffs. It's going to be a lot more fun to be the best. You know, you don't have to do that annoying stuff. So, we're going to play to be the best, as always. Raid comp, we discussed that a little bit. It's going to have to adjust as we gain knowledge on it. AV rep requirement will be a thing for launch, not for beta. And I had a little note here about Warlocks. I know a lot of you guys are already talking about Warlocks. We can discuss this after the meeting. We'll discuss the Warlock topic, but I'm just going to give my little spiel on it here. Warlocks are not as good as you think they are, even with the debuff removal. They cause a little bit of strenuous mana problems with tapping, right? They lose a lot of health. You can argue that they can life drain back, but you know how that works in raids. People are going to heal you when you tap, and they should, right? They should definitely heal you. And there's some fights that if they don't and they rely on your life drain, you're probably going to die, right? So the fights are much longer now. They're more difficult. There's other mechanics. Tanks are getting hit harder. They're longer fights, and mana will seemingly be an issue. Again, we haven't done this yet. We're just hypothesizing a bit. And Warlocks kind of will put a little strain on the mana, additional strain. They also have had threat problems, and tanks will have even more of a threat issue this time around with the removal of world buffs. And I'm going to be a little stuck up here. I will be the main tank for our raids, so hopefully that helps us with the threat issue. You can judge what the hell that line means yourself. If I'm main tanking, hopefully we have less of an issue because of that, right? People seem to like the threat output. Anyway, Loot Council. Yep. We are doing that again. This is what we did. It worked out pretty damn well. There's people that complain no matter how much loot they get. But we will have a ton of loot in this guild because of the successful split raids. I could talk till I'm blue in the face about how split raids kind of failed previously with people playing, I'm a really good mage, I'm super good, I'm world's best mage, and I'm going to split raid on a rogue that I have no idea what the hell I'm doing. And I'm horrible. You know, like that happened. With the split raid requiring the alt to be the same as the main, it guarantees successful split runs and very easy to organize split runs, which was another problem. So with the split raid focus, the world boss focus, we will have essentially more loot than any guild in the world. For real. So you will get a ton of loot, and that is my promise to you. You will get a ton of it. And I wrote a little note that just says, whether you guys admit it or not, you care about loot. To some extent, you care about loot. And that could be from a greedy perspective, and I don't care if it is, or from a, I just want loot so I can PvP and I can perform to the best of my abilities and I can help the guild out the best I can. But obviously I need some loot to do that, to be able to raid successfully. Yeah, sure, I agree. I agree with that sentiment. Sentiment? Yeah, whatever. That feeling, that state of being, that you need loot in order to perform so you don't drag the guild down. Makes sense. You will get a ton of it, I promise. I promise that. But you guys can't fight me on that split run stuff. And no loot drama. We're not doing that. We're not doing loot complaints. We're just not having it. We're not having it. You guys that were there, you've seen the people, and we know there's a lot of people that are looking to come back that are probably watching this meeting right now, or when I upload it, whenever, that will look to come back to the guild to join us for Classic. Cool, reach out to me. That's fine. There are some people on a fake list. I never typed up a list, but it's in my head that, like, wow, I really don't want these loot drama people back in the guild. We had it. You guys know who they are. You guys know what we went through. We're not dealing with that crap. You're going to have more loot than pretty much anyone in the game. Going to say that right now. We're not bringing loot drama into here. You will have a ton of loot. Okay? Promise. I want to support the draw to get a lot of loot, and our requirement for split run support that, but we aren't hearing complaints about the loot or the split run requirement. Okay? And no 3-page essays on why you didn't get loot. Okay. So, one more time on the beta expectations. Level as fast as you can. We will be rating. We will be testing. We will be recruiting from the beta. We will find like-minded people that wanna go hard. They wanna go hardcore. We will find those people. Be the best you can be, even in the beta. Please take it seriously. Take it as a moment to practice and seriously give your feedback on the game. Not to me, but to Blizzard. Like we have to give feedback, whether they take it or not. I don't know, but do it. Learn about the increased experience. What you're gonna do in that. And I hope this at least conveys the level of seriousness I'm putting into this game and into the guild again for Classic. We are not half-assing this. Please do your part to be the best you can be, especially if you're going hardcore. Okay, so I want to do a Q&A, and at the end we have 2 forms to fill out. If you are a guild member, you will have access to these forms, and you will complete them. If you're not a guild member and you're interested in joining, do that first, and then I will give you access to those forms, and you can fill those out as well. The forms cover like what class are you playing. You could change. It kind of, you don't have to lock in your class at this point, but it wants to know what you're playing, at least in the beta. Are you going to go hardcore? What raid times look good for you? And a little bit of a survey on the raid times as well in there, so we can find out what works for everyone. So a little bit of a Q&A, and I already wrote down some questions that I know some people are going to ask, so I'm just going to cover those real quick, and then we'll answer some questions, and this will be a relatively quick meeting because I want it to be quick because I know people aren't going to watch an hour-long meeting. Are we going to Burning Crusade if we do this? Yes. Yes. Blizzard has already confirmed they will be doing Season of Mastery for TBC as well. It's not public. You don't see it posted anywhere. If you want to call me a liar for the 10,000th time that I'm right for a release date or content or... Go ahead. But it will be a thing. There will be a Season of Mastery for TBC. It is already 100% confirmed, and we will be going from this into TBC. For people watching, how the hell would you know this? Look me up. Just look up my my history on Classic WoW announcement. Look up the Diablo 2 thing, the dates of the patches, the release dates of TBC coming, all this stuff. The fact that Fresh is happening, its whole thing, yeah, whatever. Anyway, what's stopping us from quitting again? Okay, I wrote this down because I figured someone would ask this question. Well, if we do this, what's stopping us from quitting again like we did last time? That's a valid question. And I want to answer it before someone even asks it. I'll put myself on the spot here. You know what ruined the damn game for us last time. You know about parse runs. You know about speed runs if you were there. And I wouldn't put loot drama in this category. It's not what made us quit at all, because we would just be like, yo, we got to get rid of you, dude. We can't deal with you. You know, we could always do that. But the parse runs, the speed runs, the world buff meta, whatever you want to say, it ruined the game, man. It destroyed the game for us. It made it into something that it never should have been. And I do take at least partial blame of that, because we shouldn't have done it. Our original plan was to never do that going in. That was our plan, say, hey, we're not going to do it. And a large portion of the guild wanted it. And we were like, oh, you guys want it? Let's do it. I'm going to sound like an ass saying this, but I do not care for your opinion if it's, I want to do parse runs and speed runs. This is not the guild for you. We will never do parse runs. We will never do speed runs. If that is your thing, you have to go elsewhere. I'm sorry. We are not doing it. Cool? With that alone, and the added difficulty of the game, and harder raids, and stuff that's more difficult, that is why we will stay. That is why we will play it through. That is why it will be remaining fun for us throughout the entire game. No world buffs. Oh my god. Let's have a focus on consumables. Sounds like that's going to be a lot more easy to obtain. And the difficult content is not logging in before the run buff goes out. The difficult content is taking down the bosses. That's what I like. Yeah, PvP. PvP, that is another reason why I hit rank 14, and like stopping the PvP kind of like almost killed the game for me in a way, you know? I will be PvPing on my level 60 alt that we will be requiring. I will be doing that. I'll get rank 14 on the alt as well. I do not expect that from everyone or anyone. That is not a requirement. I will do that. That is a requirement for me. I set for myself. I will be PvPing like crazy, and I will be pushing you guys to rank 14. I'm telling you, it is not as difficult as you think it is. Rank 14, I could brag about how prestigious it is. Bullshit. It's not that hard. You guys can do it. I believe in you. I will be there with you. I will lead pre-mades. We will get you rank 14. You don't need that much time. You really don't. Class leads. Anyone have any questions on that? Yes, I'm sure that's going to be a question. Will we have class leads? Yeah, we will. We will have applications for people that want to do class lead stuff. And this time around, I know some of our class leads, they kind of didn't do much unless we pushed them. We had some meetings where we kind of like split up for, priests go here, warriors go here, and we split up by class, and we talked about expectations for future phase releases, and we helped people become better players. That worked out great. That was actually really good. That was the best part of the class leads. They were also very, very helpful on Loot Council. That was fantastic. Loved it. But we want class leads that want to be more invested in everyone that's playing their class. We want to make sure we bring everyone up, right? We want to be the best we can be. So we definitely want class leads that want to do that. It means a lot to me for anyone that wants to step up and do that. That's huge. Because I am not the most knowledgeable person on every class. You guys know more about your classes than I do. For the most part, I hope. Will we ever drop split run requirements from hardcore? No. Plan on that never being dropped. And I say plan on that because the only time I can see us dropping split run requirements is when we go, hey, forget the Molten Core split runs because we're in AQ. Like, let's just not waste the time on an additional MC. We might drop that, but we'll be doing BWL and AQ split runs. Do not ever count on split runs being dropped. That being said, though, if the content is so damn difficult that it takes us longer to get into split runs, that's understandable. It's like, hey, we're going to need more people on their mains just to get this content down because it's really, really difficult. Who knows? Blizzard could make it that hard. I kind of hope they do. Okay, I really hope they do. And then we might take a little longer to get into split runs because of that. That's fine. That's okay. But plan on it, please. Do we care about race choices? Yes. Again, we're going to play to be the best. That means no Tauren Hunters. I'm sorry. No Undead Warriors. I'm not sorry. Definitely not sorry about that one. Do not be an Undead Warrior. Stop. So, actual Q&A. Not questions that I've already... Wow, this channel got big. Not questions that I've already typed out. Because I had those preemptively typed because I figured people would ask them. Go to the WoW Chat channel on Discord and type them out. Let me know what questions you guys might have that I might have missed and not preemptively, I don't know, asked or typed out. If you guys have questions, please answer or ask them. That's fine. Anything. That really helps. But I'm super excited for this, guys. I'm amped for this to finally be a guild, get together again, and just conquer this. I'm amped. I'm amped to bring people together. And guild members who are watching this, even if you've never played WoW, that is fine. I want you there with us. It's okay. It's okay to be new. That's okay. You don't need to be a professional already. We will bring you there with us. We will help you become the best you can be. So will we be going for a server first? Yes. Make that a goal. Make that a big goal. What happens if we lose server first? Do the probability of smaller server amount? That's cool. That's fine. I mean, I think everyone is a little bit out of their element just because the game changed so much, and that'll change things for us, that'll change things for other guilds, and if it's super difficult and we lose it, so be it. Congratulations to the people that do get it. We will try for it. We will push ourselves, because you know what? It's one of those cheesy, shoot for the stars, but if you miss it, at least you burn to death or something, whatever the saying is. At least you hit something, right? If we shoot for server first and we don't get it, you know what that might mean? That might mean an extra clear of Molten Core for us. We shoot for server first, we're a little bit late, but guess what? It still earns us the extra clear of Molten Core because we cleared it week 1, and we cleared only week 1, and some guild just beat us to it. It's an extra clear that week. It's still damn good, right? Let's just play to be the best we can be, get this content down. If server first happens, great. And we'll make world bosses our big focus, as well as this guild has more rank 14s than anyone else, right? Because you guys are going for rank 14, that's right. That's what you're doing. Okay, rank 14 is, again, not a requirement, but I will definitely push people. If I see you online, like, 18 hours a day or 12 hours a day, I'll be like, yo, PvP, bro. You're on 12 hours a day? Start PvPing. You get to, like, rank 11? Okay, try to push up the hours a little bit. I'll help you. I'll be there. So please, I know I kind of went on a tangent a little there. Did you mention time requirement for second 60? No. There will be one. We just don't know how fast this experience bonus is going to be. And then remember how it was a big push in the original launch? I kept pushing people saying, hey, before Honor System comes out, get your alts leveled, get those warlocks leveled, stuff like that. There will be a requirement, but because Honor System's out right away, I'm going to want a PvP rather than level my ult. You know what I'll probably do? Like day 2, log out for like 2 seconds and make an ult, log into the ult, log back out, and go back to my leveling. I'll probably do that just to gain rest experience on the ult, and I might try to do that. And with the faster experience, hopefully it's not too much of a drain on people to do that second 60. We'll talk about a date. There will be one. We will talk about one, and we'll try to make it understanding and reasonable, and take that into account, right? That honor system's out. Is there a proposed raid day yet? Yeah, we covered that a little bit. Friday and Saturday are the days. We don't have the times yet, but there is a survey that I'm going to be linking at the end of this meeting to guild members only. Again, if you're watching this and you're not a guild member, you will get access to that. You'll get access to that after you join the guild. We'll talk about the times. We'll see what you guys want. But again, our goal is 1 raid day a week, but for about 6 hours. We'll get a break in the middle of that raid for 6 hours. It'll be a long one, but 1 raid day a week should be pretty good, right? 1 long raid day. We'll see. With no speedruns and the debuff limit allow for more specs approved for raids? That is a great question. Yes. And we were even lenient about it. We were saying, yo, we'll bring a boomkin. If there's someone dedicated enough to play a boomkin and you want to give it your all, even last Classic, we were like, yeah, we'll bring one. Yeah, with the debuff limit removed, more specs approved for raids. Yeah, I could see a full-fledged Shadow Priest, honestly. Yeah. We will discuss the raid comp, and we'll leave a little wiggle room for stuff like that. Will Classics have a different role than last time? Being more involved. I slightly talk... Oh, recruitment. So they are part of Loot Council. They always were, and they will continue to be. Recruitment, that'd be great. Yeah, we're not like the spammy type of people, though. You know? I'm going to invite everyone, and we still have an application process, and you find someone that you're like, hey, dude, you're a great priest. I see you're not in a guild. Are you looking for a guild? Like, that's cool. More power. And you don't need to be a class lead to do that. More power to you. One thing we don't do is we don't poach members. We don't go, bro, quit your guild and join ours. We don't do that. We're better than that. And I know a lot of people like to do that. That's not us. Class lead, different role. With applications, like do the applications. We could discuss that. Probably not every class lead, but yeah, I'd be up for it. I would definitely be up for that. And then, like I said, I want class lead to be a little bit more hands-on, and we won't be publicly logging, but we'll have our logs private so we can kind of have meetings and say, hey, man, we noticed that you're only using this when this happens. You should be using this more. Help you become a better warlock or a warrior, whatever it may be. We can do that, and class leads obviously will be the best guys to help explain why this is the case when you're improving. With the short 12-month cycle, which I still hate, getting pre-bis is going to kind of suck. Yeah, in a way. By the time your second 60 is geared up, we might be moving to BWL. Everyone needs to ask for a longer cycle. Not really a question, but I agree 100%. 12-month cycle, and I got a video releasing tomorrow, but by the time you watch this video, it probably will already be released. It's on exactly that. The cycles, the duration, how it would be released, all that stuff. But yeah, 12-month cycle is kind of but we'll see. We'll see what happens. And Blizzard said they're up for suggestions. We'll see if changes actually happen. Whew. Under the population horn alliance is so low that not even enough people are getting the BGs in under 3 hours. What? That won't be a problem. There probably will be cross-server BGs anyway. Still, I mean, I can't imagine there not being. We should be okay. And we all know how ranking system works. It doesn't matter if you only get in once every 3 hours. That's actually easier to get rank 14 the slower your queues. That's okay. I know we don't do speed runs or parse runs, and I love that. Cool. As an individual, I will still aim to the most DPS that I can because I find that enjoyable. You and me both, man. I play to be the best. Meters are now synonymous with parsing with DPS. However, even before Warcraft logs existed, this is what I did in WoW. I had fun topping meters. Will I be able to continue this attitude of same? Yeah, when you're competing amongst your own guildies, that's fine. Like, that's cool. Like, you push yourselves to be better, that's fine. I have no problem with that at all. And meters, we got to be careful with that. We don't want meters to become a publicly posted thing and stuff. Like, we want to use them to say, hey, this is what I did. This is how I got to first. Take a look at this. This is why I'm doing more DPS than you. Let me help you. That's fine. And if someone's saying that to you, do not get offended. Please, if someone's trying to help you, I know how that can be. I know how that can be at work when they're providing feedback, when I'm like, hey, man, I'm just trying to help you be the best you can be. I want you to make me look like crap. I want you to be better than me. And that's how I explain some stuff at work. It's like, dude, you should be crushing me. Let me help you destroy me. Watch. And you try to help them be better, because guess what? If they're better, your whole guild's better. That's great. So I'm all for that, pushing yourself to be the highest DPS. That's a mindset that I have too. Obviously, I'm not a DPS, I'm a tank. It's a little bit different for me, but I push myself to be the best tank I can be. And what does that do? That helps the guild out. I know there's a lot of guild members that are already talking, well, if Nekrage is main tank and our threat problem shouldn't be a thing. We'll see, but you know my threat's good. I push myself to be the best, and that's the effect it has. It helps guild members. It makes the whole guild better. I assume we will probably only release a launch day raid log for the charts. Yeah, probably like the first kill. And it'll make us all look horrible, because it'll be like when we downed Rag and it took us I don't know how many minutes and we had like level 55s in half the raid spots when we first killed Rag. That'll probably be the only public log. Yeah, that's it. Just to say, hell, well, look, Oran'Thul actually downed MC. I thought they sucked. No. And I'm getting spammed with guild recruitment posts. What the heck? Okay, anyway, alright, I think that's the end of the questions. We'll get definitely, when we end the meeting and we get a little bit more less public with our Q&A and stuff, I'll definitely answer some more will we allow this person back in the guild type of questions. That's fine. Because guys, you got to see my Discord messages. And hey, if anyone's watching this, seriously, you were in the guild previously and you're no longer in the guild, reach out to me. I would love to have most of you guys back. You guys are cool. I know we've already had a discussion, a couple of us, about, hey, sorry things went the way they did. We've been through that already. Huge respect for you guys that actually we talked about it, because you know MMOs can breed drama. We're not into that. We want to be bros. If you want to join us for this, let's do this. Unite us! Unite us! And let's wreck this thing. Let's unite. Let's destroy this game. Let's be the best we can be again. Let's do this. Let's do the thing that's the most fun. I think that's the end of the questions. And yeah, guys, I'm gonna right after this, I'm gonna drop a I don't know what I'm saying here. Forms to fill out. And that's important. It's very, very important we fill out these forms. So guys, I'm gonna just end this meeting right now for non-guild members. I'm gonna end this recording. So thank you very much for sticking around. If this sounds like a guild that you are interested in joining, you're like, yo, these guys, they got their shit together and they're serious about it, look somewhere below the video or somewhere. There's going to be Oran'Thul.com. There's a link to the site. Join our Discord. The applications are now handled via the Discord, which makes it easier for you, the person applying, and us handling the applications. So feel free to join us and throw us all that other YouTube sellout stuff, that like, subscribe stuff. We all like that. All right, see you in the next video. Later!